Today we will be discussing on joins on SQL. Generally there are four kinds of join in SQL: inner join, left join, right join, and full outer join. We can represent the joins in the Venn diagram. This is for inner join, full join, left join, and right join, and we'll see one by one how it works on SQL. So first we'll start with inner join. In the inner join, if we perform the SQL on the common column, then it will output those elements from the both the tables which are common. In our example, we have two tables. One is employee table and one other is department table. Employee table has two columns: employee ID, employee country, whereas department table has three columns: department ID, employee ID, and department name. And in both the columns, this employee ID is common. We can see that in the employee table there is employee ID, and also in the department table there is employee ID. So what the inner joins does is that it will select elements from both the column which have common employee ID from both the column. So when you perform the SQL command by giving the command select all from the first table, employee table, inner join, department table, on which means on which common table we want to do the inner join. So we are doing the inner join for the employee ID, as employee ID is the common column for both the table. So basically what we need to remember is that for the joins we need to have at least one common column in both the tables. So in this example we have common column employee ID. So when we perform this SQL command, then it will give the common elements from both the columns. So I have also highlighted both the columns with this yellow color so that it will be easy to know the idea how the inner join works. So from both the table we have common employee ID 1 and 2, employee ID 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and employee ID 3 and 9 from the first table is uncommon, is not common to department table. So it will omit this employee ID 3 and 9 and also this null employee ID of department table. So you can see that this inner join will merge both the tables highlighted with the yellow color. So you can see that from the first table employment ID 1 2 with the country USA and Canada. Here India and Nepal are omitted. Country name, employee country name, employee India and Nepal are omitted. See, you can see that there is no country name India and Nepal. Also there is no department name geography. Here we have only history, computer and biology. So this way the inner join works. Now we will see the left join also. What the left join does is that it will select all the left column and also the intersecting part of both the columns. So in our first table, no matter what, it will select first all the left column. So our left column is employment table, so it will select all the elements of employee table, and from the right it will select the common one that is common within the both table. So we can see that first it is selecting this employee ID with 1239 1239, and also the employment ID elements that is common to both. That means it will omit the geography, department name with the geography, because this employment ID is null, and we don't have null employment ID in the employment table. So when you perform the SQL command, select all from employee left join. The only one different is the keyword left join. Previously we have given this inner join, now we'll replace the inner join with left join. And so we can see that it has omitted the department name geography. It doesn't have the department geography. Similarly, it will work for the right join also. For the right joins, it will select all the elements from the second right column, right table, and also the element from the common element from the both the tables. So this one is employment ID, employment table, and this is department table. And first it will select all the elements from the right table. See, this highlighted color, it is showing that it has selected all the elements from the department table, and from the left one it will select the common elements that have common employment ID, because in the SQL command we are selecting on the basis of employment ID, those columns, those tables, both tables that has common employment ID. So for this we are giving select all from the first table, right join, department, second table on employment ID from the first table, and department dot employee ID from the second table. So when you perform that, it will select all the elements from the second table and also with the elements from the first table that are common with the second table. So we can clearly see that it has omitted the India and Nepal. So we cannot see the country name with the India and Nepal in the final selection table. And the last one is the full join. In the full join, it will select left table, right table along with the intersecting part. So in the first employee table, it will select all the elements, and second also it will select all the elements. So basically it will select all the elements from the both the columns, tables. So for that we can give the command select all from the first table, left outer join, and on department on this one, on what basis we are selecting the column, common column name employee dot employee ID equals to department dot employee ID union select all from this one employee table, right outer join, department on employee, employment ID equals to department ID. When you perform the SQL command, then it will show the final output for the full joins. Basically it will selecting all the elements from the first column and second column, and also the intersecting part from the both the tables. So this is the presentation slides for the joins in the SQL: inner join, full join, left join, and right join. I think you have understood the concept of the joins in the SQL. Thank you.